Hi, I'm Shiri, and this is Cre8, where we talk about a wide range of stories, creative process, and the lessons of underrated Filipino artists in a wide range of creative fields. And welcome back to the show, creatives! Yesterday was a fruitful conversation with Joanne, and where we talked about her creative process in her field, in which is fashion photography and digital arts. Today's episode is very close to my heart. We're not just going to talk about fashion trends, but we're also going to dig deeper into this kind of conversation. This planet is suffocating due to massive impact of people's desire for fast fashion. Indeed, it still dominates the fashion industry around the world. Each year, over 100 billion pieces of clothing are produced globally using thousands of different chemicals. Together, with these two talented creatives, we are going to start recalibrating our mind and redirecting our steps in which we talk about sustainable fashion. Let us welcome Miss Meg and Miss Karina Lacson. Alright. Welcome to the show, creatives! I've been following both of you for a while, and I must say, your works and crafts are undeniably exceptional.
Thank you, Shiri, for inviting us. We've been waiting for this opportunity in which we are able to take action in simple steps and share our voices somehow through this kind of platform.
That is right. This kind of platform is very useful, especially in this time of uncertainty. You gave us a stage to amplify our advocacy and to share it with the viewers, so the pleasure is ours.
Mm. For some people who may not know them, these two are advocates for sustainable fashion. They're starting to redirect their steps for a more sustainable lifestyle. So, for more details, can you please introduce yourself and state your advocacy?
Yes, you're right, Shiri. We are advocating for a more sustainable lifestyle, especially in the fashion sector, considering the alarming numbers of the clothes that have been manufactured in a short period of time, which also affects our environment. But this action of mine is also rooted in my field, which is the arts. I'm a multimedia art student in NU Laguna. Although my course was not that close to my agenda, it's not an excuse for me to take action, especially when a climate catastrophe is threatening.
Mm, an inspiration indeed. You're right. As individuals and part of this country, it is our moral responsibility to take action no matter what status that we are in. How about you, Meg?
Well, as I stated earlier, we are part of an organization that is soon to be a business called Thrift Flip, where we upcycle clothes from thrift store either through painting, embroidery, or any handmade alteration. Actually, this organization composed of 8 members sharing one goal was just established in this time of COVID-19. And also, our advocacy is mainly focused on supporting the hashtag Let the Earth Breathe movement.
Mm. Yeah, I must say that somehow COVID-19 pandemic could be a blessing in disguise, no? Let us not forget the devastating damage brought by the pandemic in different areas, including fashion and business sectors, where the two of you belong. On that note, my question for both of you is how is your organization affected by these and how do you cope with the said ambiguity?
COVID-19 is not the reason why we established this organization. In fact, we discussed this idea even before the pandemic. It just happened that the lockdown made us all free and it gave us a perfect time to talk about our goal with this organization. But to answer your questions, COVID-19 really affected a wide range of sectors, including ours, which is the fashion industry. It made us work in limited resources, considering, of course, the lockdown. And so, with that having said, we cope through embodying the essence of the organization, which is being resourceful.
I agree with Karina as we indeed experienced the lack of materials. But then, thankfully, we took that obstacle as an opportunity to innovate our way in this business. We discovered to alter excess garments from the embroidery and turn it into new wearable clothes, either bucket hats or shirts. This simple step of tailoring pieces of the excess garments instead of wasting it and putting it into the trash became our guiding principle in reducing the amount of garbage that could damage the environment.
All right. Very well said. I'm so intrigued with your crafts and your creative process. Why not let's take a look at your organization's sales pitch video, for also to the viewers to envision what you're really up to. We are going back after the short clip of a thrift flip promotional video. Roll it, please.
For most people, sustainability is not the main concern in fashion. However, in this age of shorter trends, there are more clothes than we could physically deal with. We need to revolutionize the way that we approach fashion now. The threat of climate catastrophe is very alarming. Scientists warn us that we only have a few years to save the planet Earth, to the point of risking arrest in desperate call for humanity. For us to start taking action on the threat of climate crisis that poses an extreme existential impact worldwide. Together, we have a moral responsibility to act now, and we should start recalibrating our mind and redirecting our steps, because together, as a global community, our collective efforts could lead to bigger change.
The planet is suffocating due to the massive impact and people's desire for the fast fashion. Indeed, it still dominates the fashion industry around the world. Each year, over 100 billion pieces of clothing are produced globally, using thousands of different chemicals.
And we are back, creatives. That clip is commendable. I must say that you really put your heart into your crafts, and it really reflects on the outputs of your organization produced. I myself am an avid thrifter. For someone who has an interest in thrifting, but for you guys, you connect your art and thrifting, so it doubles the value of the clothes. I'm curious. Hmm, what is your inspiration, and where do you get your pegs for your creations?
Source of our pegs is mostly from Pinterest. I think some creatives will relate that Pinterest is a go-to application or site to collect inspiration from. But for me, I also follow related artists or business owners on Instagram, and I take inspiration from them. And more than the ideas I gain from their crafts, they also inspired me to create and to try things far from my comfort zone.
Mm, totally agree with you with using references. Should not be classified as being unoriginal, as these sparks create the creative juices within us. References are our friend. I believe we will agree on that. How about you, Karina? Do you share the same way of finding references?
Truthfully, my art references leans more on the anime, movie or series inspirations because in my experience, anime and movies influences my attitude towards my art and also my behavior by allowing myself to adopt it into my creations. By these, it expands my horizon and emulating my creation's own attitude and behavior, even though this only manifests in a fabric fashion situation. References also help me in finding the one style element that collectively express my art, like the use of color red in all designs or the constant appearances of clouds in every fabric I paint.
Right. We should never underestimate the power and the guide of references, especially for creatives. This strip flip episode will be back for a short break. And we are back, creatives. Unfortunately, our interview has come to an end, but this is not the last time that we will see each other. Before we wrap up this episode, you want to invite your viewers to follow your advocacy on your social media accounts to stay updated?
Oh, yes. You can follow us on any social media platforms at Triflip and stay updated to our latest DIYs.
If you want to stay in fashion, spread creativity, and be part of a building sustainable environment. Also, make sure to turn on your notifications and look for our new thrift flip collections coming out very soon.
All right. Thank you so much, Karina and Meg, for joining our episode today. It has been educational and an interesting discussion. We appreciate your time and effort. And until next time. And creatives, It has been a fruitful discussion with two of our guests. Don't be afraid to distract your creative juices. See you next time.